Good evening. My name is Randall, and I'm going to talk to you about alcoholism and what it can do to you. Alcohol is a progressive disease. It can be fatal. 90% of all adults in the United States do drink. Around 700,000 of us Americans are treated for alcoholism each and every year. Again, and of course, 90% of alcoholics who go through programs do relapse, which is not a very good ratio. Actually, a study in 1999 actually came up with something that was very interesting. That actually, people tend to say alcoholics are people who are not that very smart, but actually in reality, intelligence doesn't play a factor to your alcoholism. People think that you're smart, that you know better. That's not the case at all, because what actually happens is alcohol actually deteriorates your mind, which, whether you're smart or intelligent, it all affects you the same way. So intelligence does not have effect on how far of an alcoholic you can become. When it comes to gender, actually it's starting to change a little bit. According to statistics, 22.8% of men and 8.7% of women actually are hardcore drinkers, which are staggering statistics in the world we live in. So alcoholism is starting to increase, I guess, because of all the stress of financially that the world has been going through. When it comes to ethnicity, African Americans, Hispanics, and Caucasians, pretty much they're all the same. Alcoholism pretty much runs the same statistics-wise, but it does show that there's an increase in consumption in alcohol in Irish and Native Americans. But when it comes to ethnicity that doesn't drink that much, you're pretty much looking at the Jewish, Asian Americans. They have kind of a low statistics when it comes to alcoholics. But one of the main things that is very troubling is genetics. Studies have proven that alcoholism does run in the family in genetics. It says that 20% of father-son alcoholism it's usually about 25% between father and son. If a father is a alcoholic, pretty much his son's going to be one too. And it does. In a 2002 study shows that alcoholism within a family, majority percent of the time, there's a separation between family and children when there's alcohol in the family, which is not very good. One ways that we can actually stop alcoholism is through family, friends, job, is intervention. Motivate that person to stop drinking. Tell them the repercussions of what they're doing to themselves, their family, and their surroundings. They're losing everything. Show compassion. Say, hey, alcohol is a disease. It's not something that's going to stay with you forever. Understand them, feel them. Give them, understand what they're going through. Feel, pretend like, hey, it's all good. I understand there is a scenario to everything. There is, you can get help. Education. I think create more, for the younger generation, create more drug rehabs. Go to school, bring people recovering alcoholics and to school, show them what happened to them and how they recovered, what they did. I think drug and alcohol education is very important in growing up in our young generation, especially starting off with elementary and working themselves up, because it seems like now the younger generation feel they need to be drinking drugs to be accepted into this generation's society. Family is the most important thing that you can offer to a person who's struggling with drug, with a drug issue. Because if they don't have family, they don't have anything, and that's why they're at, because they feel they got to return to the streets, turn to the drug that provides them some kind of comfort, something that fills their heart with a drug that feels that's where they find stability at, where they find relief from the everyday structures, and pressures of life. I mean, alcoholism comes from frustration in their daily lives of they're not succeeding, they're not going where they want to be. Social pressure, everybody else is partying, having a good time, socializing. Personal course, the personal temptation. The alcohol is there. Let's do this. Let's get it. You know, having that one beer will actually make you feel good, or you'll free you from all the stresses and pressures in your everyday life, which actually doesn't. It makes it worse, because once you wake up in the morning, you're back to the same situation. It's just, you know, alcohol is not a good thing. There's two. You know, we have many choices. You have these right here. You have your water, you know, which I drink a lot of. Aquafina, alcohol rehydrates you. You know, your body is almost 80%, 90% water, and you know, why give you alcohol? What it does, it dehydrates you. You know, you end up, you know, you're not retaining water. It dries out your skin, it hurts your mind. I mean, water is the best thing for you. Water, physical exercise, those are the two main things that if you give to your body, you'll make a big old change, and you will see it. You'll have more energy, you'll feel better, you'll look better, and make you stronger. Alcoholism is tough, but you know, I do drink water and I drink wine. I think, you know, wine's a very good solution. Say one glass of red wine a day would do you right. You know, either you drink or you don't drink. You can't go between the two, water, wine, water, wine. You have to pick and choose. I choose to do both. I drink water during the day. In the evenings, I try to simmer down, have a nice glass of wine. But, you know, in a nutshell, I mean, alcohol has been around for 1,500 years. It's not going to go away. The trick is to, you know, use it moderately. You know, socialize with it, but don't use it as an scapegoat to get away from your problems, because it's not the answer. It's just, you know, alcohol leads to depression, suicide. It destroys your mind. You know, you can go from being one of the top people in the world to being a nobody. You know, because alcohol destroys your mind. You know, I encourage everyone out there, you know, before you start getting a little bit too much, sit back and think about what's going to happen, the repercussions of becoming an alcoholic. You know, it's not worth it. You know, I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in my times. You know, I drank heavily as myself, but you know, you have a will, there's a way. Overcome it, beat it, destroy it, stand up. You know, be all you can be. You know, stay away from the negative people who want you to go out and get drunk and party all the time. You know, I'm not where I'm at because, you know, I decided to, you know, keep on drinking. Where I'm at because I made a decision to be the best I can be. You know, I encourage everyone out there, make a decision, step up to the plate. You know, if you're an alcoholic, you find solutions. Alcoholic Anonymous, many different programs out there to help you. But you know, stick to a regimen, drink water, exercise, eat healthy. You know, have a glass of wine in the evening. You know, that's your decision. But all in all, you know, it's all about you. You need to make a decision for yourself. Nobody's going to make a decision for you. And that's why it's good to be me. I made a decision many years ago that I want to be the best that I can be. You know, that's where I am today. That's why I'm here talking, because, you know, my story, I lived the life of an alcoholic at one time. You know, they say drinking one glass of or one bottle of beer, you are an alcoholic, and maybe so. But I got control. You know, I understand what I was, but I understand what I want to be. So I suggest, you know, it is what it is. That's why I'm glad I'm blessed, and it's good to be me. I encourage everyone else to live up to your expectations and do what you have to do. Have a wonderful evening.